Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Box Office Results Show. I'm Jeff Malicki, and this is the weekly show where I recap how movies performed at the box office this past weekend. At number 1, no surprise here, Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. It earned $155 million in its opening weekend, becoming the second biggest December opening ever, behind last year's The Force Awakens. Worldwide, the film is already at $290 million. At number 2 was Moana, which is still hanging on strong, dropping just 31.3% in its fourth week. It added $12.7 million, which brings its domestic total to $162.9 million. At number 3 was Office Christmas Party, which dropped just about 50%, adding another $8.5 million in its second week. That brings its domestic total to $31.7 million. At number 4 was Collateral Beauty, which brought in $7.1 million from more than 3,000 screens in its debut weekend. At number 5 was Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. It had a 51.3% drop and added a little over $5 million in its fifth week. That brings its domestic total to $207 million. At number 6 was Manchester by the Sea, which saw a 33% increase, earning $4.2 million. That brings its domestic total to $14 million in 5 weeks. At number 7 was La La Land, which added 195 screens this past weekend, but remains in limited release. It added $4.1 million to its domestic total of $5.3 million in its second week. At number 8 was Arrival. It had a 46.8% drop, adding just shy of $3 million to its domestic total of $86.7 million in its sixth week of release. At number 9 was Doctor Strange, which dropped 51%, adding another $2.2 million. That brings its domestic total to $226 million in 7 weeks. And rounding out the top 10 this week was Nocturnal Animals, which had a 55.5% drop, bringing in an additional $1.4 million in its fifth week of release. That brings its domestic total to $8.8 million. And so to recap this weekend's box office winners, Number 10, Nocturnal Animals. Number 9, Doctor Strange. Number 8, Arrival. Number 7, La La Land. Number 6, Manchester by the Sea. Number 5, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Number 4, Collateral Beauty. Number 3, Office Christmas Party. Number 2, Moana. And number 1, Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. So there you have it, guys. That's the box office recap show for the weekend of December 16th through 18th, 2016. Be sure to stay tuned on Friday evening for this week's box office predictions show, which will return after a 2-week hiatus. If you liked this video, please go ahead and click that thumbs up button. That really helps me out a lot. And then consider subscribing to my YouTube channel here if you haven't already. That way you don't miss any of my other videos. You can find me online at Jeffito'sMovieBlog.com, on Facebook at Jeffito's Movie Blog, and on Twitter simply at Jeffito's Blog. I'll be back soon with more movie reviews, and as I mentioned a minute ago, stay tuned on Friday evening for my weekend box office prediction show. Until next time, I'll see you at the movies. Bye-bye.